Have you ever felt like there's something different about you, as if your life has a greater purpose? The chosen ones carry an unease that's hard to explain, a strong intuition, and face challenges that are no coincidence. They are signs from the universe. If you feel an inner calling and notice repetitive patterns in your journey, it might be time to understand your true mission. Get ready and stay with me until the end, because after this, nothing will ever be the same. From an early age, the chosen ones noticed something different about themselves. While other children played carefree, they were immersed in deep thoughts, trying to understand the world around them. They questioned the meaning of life, felt disconnected from superficial conversations, and often preferred the company of their own thoughts. It wasn't a conscious choice, it was an inner calling. From a young age, they showed spiritual signs, picking up messages from the universe that most people around them failed to notice. This sense of not belonging might have manifested in various ways. Perhaps you felt out of place at school, as if you were living in a world different from everyone else. While your peers worried about games and fleeting trends, you felt a strong intuition about things you couldn't even explain. Maybe you had premonitions that came true, or even a divine connection that made you feel there was something greater waiting for you. It was as if your soul knew your journey would be different. Many chosen ones experienced a lonely childhood, not because they wanted to, but because it was hard to find someone who truly understood them. Maybe they were called too sensitive or weird for feeling subtle energies and vibrations around them. Society has always tried to fit them into molds that simply didn't make sense to them, but spiritual awakening doesn't happen within a comfort zone. It arises precisely from that difference, from the feeling that there is a greater purpose guiding their steps. If in your childhood you already felt different, saw the world with different eyes, and your intuition seemed sharper than others, this might have been the first big sign that you are chosen. The universe plants these seeds early, preparing each old soul for its life mission. After all, transformation doesn't happen overnight. It starts from the earliest years and intensifies as spiritual challenges arise along the way. But are these challenges mere coincidences, or could they be part of the grand training every chosen one must undergo? The lives of the chosen ones are never simple. From an early age, they face spiritual challenges that shape their journey. While some seem to glide through life with relative ease, the chosen ones endure difficult trials, almost as if they're being tested at every turn. Unexpected losses, painful betrayals, repetitive cycles of suffering. All these are part of the path. But these hardships aren't punishments. They're training. The greater the life mission, the more intense the preparation. After all, you don't forge a strong soul without the fire of transformation. Perhaps you've wondered why your life seems more complicated than others. You might have faced family problems early on, relationships that hurt you deeply, or financial challenges that seemed impossible to overcome. But every obstacle had a purpose, to strengthen your resilience. The chosen ones weren't made for an ordinary existence. They were born to awaken consciousness, and this awakening requires maturity and a profound understanding of life. These trials also serve to separate what isn't essential. Many chosen ones go through cycles of destruction and reconstruction, where they lose everything, only to rise stronger. It's the universe's call for them to let go of what no longer resonates with their mission. Toxic relationships, empty jobs, superficial friendships, all these tend to collapse because a chosen one cannot remain in an environment that limits their spiritual growth. Even if it feels unfair at the time, every loss creates space for new growth. If your life so far has been marked by challenges, know that this isn't a mistake of fate. It's a sign that you're being prepared for something much greater. Pain, when understood, becomes fuel for transformation. But amid these difficulties, have you been listening to your intuition? Because the chosen ones don't just go through trials, they are also guided by an invisible force that leads them down the right path. The chosen ones possess a strong, almost supernatural intuition. While most people need concrete facts to make decisions, they simply know. It's as if there's an inner voice, a spiritual guide whispering answers even before the questions arise. And the most impressive part, when they listen to this intuition, they rarely make mistakes. If you've ever had a hunch that proved true or felt a strange energy upon entering a place, know that this wasn't coincidence. It was a sign from the universe. Many chosen ones recognize this gift early on. Perhaps you've had premonitory dreams, those strange visions that suddenly come true. Or maybe you've felt, without logical explanation, that something was about to happen, and it did. This divine connection is a gift, but also a test. The more you trust it, the stronger it becomes. But if you ignore it, the universe will find more drastic ways to get your attention. After all, spiritual signs are always there. You just need to learn to interpret them. The intuition of the chosen ones also manifests in the people around them. Have you ever felt you could sense someone's true intentions, even without evidence? Perhaps you've avoided bad situations simply because something told you not to go. This ability to sense subtle energies is a powerful tool that needs to be developed. Many, fearing they'll seem strange, try to ignore this gift. But spiritual awakening demands courage, because the more you connect with your intuition, the more aligned you become with your life mission. If you feel your intuition has always guided you, if you've noticed patterns and synchronicities that seem to be directing your path, then this is another clear sign that you are chosen. But here's an important detail. Chosen ones aren't here just to receive messages, they're also guides for others. And if so many people have sought you out for advice without even knowing why, perhaps it's because your light is already illuminating their path. The chosen ones have a different energy, something that makes others feel comfortable sharing their deepest secrets. Even unintentionally, they end up assuming the role of spiritual guides. Friends, family, and even strangers feel drawn to their presence and seek their advice, as if instinctively knowing there's wisdom beyond the ordinary. This happens because the chosen ones have a strong spiritual connection, an inner calling that allows them to understand the world's pain in a way few can. Maybe you've noticed this in your own life. You could be in a random line, and suddenly someone starts telling you about their struggles. Or within your circle of friends, it's always you offering advice, listening to confessions, and helping others see solutions that seemed invisible before. And the most curious part? Even when you feel you don't have all the answers, your strong intuition finds the right words to say. It's as if the universe speaks through you, but carrying this responsibility isn't always easy. Often, the chosen ones feel an inexplicable fatigue, as if they're absorbing the energy of those around them. They need to learn to protect their own vibration, because this life mission requires balance. After all, you can't light others' paths if your own flame is extinguished. Taking care of your own spirituality is essential to continue being a guide without getting lost in the weight of external energies. If you've always been the person others turn to for help, if you felt your presence soothes, guides, and inspires others, then this is yet another clear sign that you're not here by accident. But there's an important detail. Being a guide doesn't just mean giving advice, it also means understanding there's something greater waiting for you. After all, why do so many people feel they can trust you? Could it be that your mission is just beginning? The chosen ones can never live on autopilot. Even if they try to lead a normal life, there's always something inside them driving them to seek more. It's as if there's a constant, almost imperceptible voice whispering that there's a greater purpose waiting. That feeling of emptiness amidst routine, that inner calling that refuses to be ignored, is one of the clearest spiritual signs that your journey has a special destination. You feel you're here for something grand, even if you don't yet know exactly what it is. This quest often begins with profound questions. Perhaps you've had moments where everything seemed to lose meaning. While those around you were content with the ordinary, you couldn't stop thinking, is this all there is? This restlessness isn't a flaw, but a sign of spiritual awakening. The universe plants these doubts in you as a way of guiding you in the right direction. After all, those destined to fulfill a greater mission can never be satisfied with a mediocre life. But finding this mission isn't always easy. Many chosen ones go through long periods of uncertainty, feeling disconnected, as if they don't belong. This is when they need to listen to their strong intuition and trust the messages from the universe. Sometimes this divine connection manifests subtly, a book appearing at the right time, an unexpected conversation, or even premonitions pointing to the next step. These signs are always there, waiting to be noticed. If you feel your life doesn't make sense without purpose, if you can't ignore the feeling that something greater is waiting for you, then it's because your life mission is closer than you think. But the path to this purpose requires courage, because awakening consciousness changes everything around you, and when you finally discover your mission, nothing will ever be the same. Are you ready for the next step? The awakening of a chosen one changes everything. Suddenly, what once seemed normal starts to feel artificial, as if the world around you operates on a different frequency. People, places, habits, everything goes through a more intense filter. You begin to see beyond appearances, noticing hidden truths you previously ignored. But this transformation isn't simple. Spiritual awakening requires courage, because not everyone around you will understand this change. Many chosen ones, upon awakening, realize that some connections no longer make sense. Toxic people begin to drift away, or in some cases, try to stop this evolution. This happens because your spiritual energy expands, and not everyone can handle this new vibration. The universe starts removing everything that doesn't align with your life mission. While this process can feel lonely at first, it's necessary to make room for new connections, more authentic and aligned with your spiritual path. With awakening also comes a deep desire to connect with something greater. Many chosen ones feel a growing need to seek answers, dive into self-discovery, and explore spirituality. What was once accepted without question is now analyzed from a new perspective. And inevitably comes the realization that life isn't just a series of random events. Everything has a purpose, and every challenge faced was training for this moment. But the question remains, what will you do with this newfound awareness? Awakening isn't the end of the journey, but the beginning of something much greater. Now that you know you're part of this select group, are you ready to embrace your inner calling? Because once awakened, there's no going back. The universe has already shown you the way. Now it's up to you to decide if you're ready to follow it. Now that you recognize the signs, the big question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Knowing you're chosen isn't the end. It's just the beginning. Spiritual awakening brings challenges, but also opens doors to a greater purpose. Are you willing to listen to your intuition, follow your mission, and transform your life? Or will you ignore the signs and continue living on autopilot? The universe doesn't give random callings. If you've made it this far, it's because something inside you already knows the truth. It's time to connect with your essence, strengthen your spiritual energy, and embrace the path laid out for you. But remember, the journey of the chosen ones can feel lonely at first, because not everyone around you will understand your transformation. Even so, your mission is greater than any obstacle. Now tell me in the comments, have you noticed these signs in your life? Which one resonated most with your story? I want to know your experience, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate notifications, because there's still so much to learn about your spiritual journey. See you in the next video.